I am live. So it says, hello, hello. We still have a couple of minutes before we start, about 4. I always like to come on a little bit early so I can make sure I get the right angle going on here and that everything works, which is sometimes can be a problem. But it's okay. It's electronics, right? They're perfect when they work and not so much when they don't. Anyway, I have some Beatles music playing in the background, courtesy of my good friend Alexa. Um, Hopefully you can hear it. You'll have to let me know if you can or can't. So that works. Oh, I see there's somebody aboard out there. I used to really, I used to really wonder about, not having a lot of people online when when I would be doing live things, but because I didn't want anybody to miss anything, especially, I'll go set it up and, then you don't get to see it. Well, that kind of sucks. So, what can I say? What can I say? So hopefully, though, um, if there aren't a lot of people watching me live now, um, they can catch it later on, on either YouTube or um, Facebook and on Twitter too. But I myself haven't gone there to find out how that works. But anyway, so it's kind of like hit or miss sometimes. I have a platform that I'm using, but and it's okay for the most part, and it does most of what I need it to do. Um, I still liked working for a platform like Hago though, because they did so much for you as far as making sure you had the tools you needed to compete, to, thrive. They had a lot of training things, and their software was amazing with all the information that it made available to you. So, that was very cool. I feel a lot less disciplined now because now basically I'm working on my own. I'm just running my stuff through what is available to me, which is um, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So, and then with that, I couldn't even use um, YouTube to go live because of the requirements of having was it 1,000 followers and 4,000 views in order to be able to go live on YouTube, unlimited. And I had a YouTube account that I established like in 2015, but I never really used it. I wasn't much of a YouTuber. So I had like 30 followers, 30 subscribers, nowhere near the 1,000 needed. So I had to find another alternative. And that's where StreamYard comes in. They're a platform that, for a fee, allows you to stream to multiple places. So that's where we're at currently today. I hope to be doing more work with rickshaw tours. They are pretty cool. They're getting some decent software together that, will be helpful to say the least. So anyway, fingers crossed on that. So it is 2 o'clock, 2:01 to be specific. And it's time to play Beatles trivia. Woohoo! If anybody's out there, let me know where you are coming from. You can type something in the chat box there and let me know, how we're doing, where we're from, whatever you want to chat about. But I think the first thing we need to do. Hey, Martin. Hey, haven't seen you for a while. Welcome, welcome. Hey, oh goodness, good to see you. Let's see. Today we're gonna do this Beatles trivia book. It's got some decent questions in it. Let's see. It says, if you're a big fan of the Beatles and looking for any facts about them, this book, The Beatles Trivia, is totally perfect for you. Containing a bunch of trivia quizzes and fascinating facts related to this influential band, this book promises to provide you the best reading experience and gameplay too. Woohoo! All right, good for it. I've got Beatles music playing in the background. Hopefully, it's not a distraction. Hopefully, you can hear it. You gotta let me know. Okay. Question. Actually, we're starting with question 29. Um, yeah, these are okay. These are in categories. We started this category and didn't finish it. That's what it was. Let's see. What category are we in? Okay. Well, these are just trivia quizzes, and then there's a lot of other things, apparently. I haven't been all the way through this book yet. You would think I should have. Let's see, what is it? Okay, they give you all kinds of information, looks like. Really? We'll look at that in a little bit. Let's do some questions, yeah? Okay, for those of you who watch this later on the other side, you can still try to guess, right? Can always guess, even though it's not live, but you can still play along. I'll leave enough time in there for you to guess. Hey, Judy, glad to see you, lady. Glad you're there. Okay, are we ready? What album cover got recalled because the Beatles appear in butcher aprons surrounded by dismembered baby dolls? Oh, God, I remember that. That was weird. They did have some weird album covers, I have to say. Okay, so these are multiple choice, and the choice is of the name of the album cover that got recalled. Was it A, Yesterday and Today, B, Abbey Road, C, Rubber Soul, or D, A Hard Day's Night? Gee, really? Ah, cool. Yeah, that I thought that was the correct answer too, without looking. I just remember that album. I mean, who doesn't? And you got it though. Whoa. Let's see, where are the answers? Facts, solutions. Okay, answer keys 91. Oh, nice little chart, right? Okay. All right, so that was question 29. And yes, it was yesterday and today. Of course it was. Who, oh, I like this one. Who composed the song Taxman? I like that song, Taxman. But who composed it? Who composed it? Was it John, Paul, George, or Ringo? John, Paul, George, or Ringo in Taxman? George. That's what I'm thinking. Martin says George, and the book says, let's see, that's 30. The book says George. Very good. Very good. All right. Next question. The controversy over the song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was because some thought it glorified what? Was it LSD, jewel theft, marijuana, or hijacking? Okay. The controversy over Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was because some thought it glorified LSD, jewel thief, marijuana, or hijacking. Okay, well, we know it's a LSD. And I think people kind of connected that because Lucy in the Sky was kind of a trippy song. And Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds is LSD. So, okay. What song? Let me make sure, of course, it's right. But yep, okay. What song did the Beatles sing at a free midday concert atop Apple Studios in Seville Row in 1969? What a year that was. What song did they sing at a free midday concert atop Apple Studios in Seville Row in 1969? Well, we know it was the Apple, the last concert, the rooftop concert, okay? Our choices are Come Together, Me, Mr. Mustard, Get That, or Here Comes the Sun. Okay. Come Together, Me, Mr. Mustard, Get That, or Here Comes the Sun. I'm going to say Get That. Yep, see. That's my thoughts. Oh my gosh, I think I've I think I probably memorized all the footage from that concert, from that rooftop concert, because that was the last time they ever performed live. And so when you want to see a current live performance, that's as current as you get. Who wrote Something? Was it Ringo, Paul, George, or John? Who wrote Something? Ringo, Paul, George, and John. 33. Okay. Who's going to get? Okay, Martin says George. I think it was George too. Paul sang it, right? Didn't Paul sing the lead? Okay, Judy says George. Martin says George. Well, shoot, that's unanimous there, guys. 33. Who wrote Something? C. George. Very good. Very good. You guys are super testing your knowledge today, your Beatle inner library. Okay, who did George's wife marry after their divorce? Who did George's wife marry after their divorce? Her name was Patty, right? Patty. Did she marry A, Eric Clapton, B, Todd Rundgren, C, Bob Dylan, or D, Neil Young? Eric Clapton, Todd Rundgren, Bob Dylan, or Neil Young? Which was it? And we know that it was Eric, right? Everybody knows Eric Clapton is who she ended up marrying. You know what? Let me see. So who else? Who else was it? Oh, wasn't Sheryl Crow hanging out with Eric Clapton at some time during her career? I think, I think so. I don't know. Okay. So, where did the Beatles perform in England before they became famous? Was it the Cavern Club, the Liverpool Cafe, the Down Under, or the First Choice? The Cavern Club, Liverpool Cafe, the Down Under, or the First Choice. Heck, the only one I've ever heard of was the first one, the Cavern Club, and that, of course, is the answer. Yep. Okay, next. Oh, goodness. When Paul McCartney first played with John Lennon, what was their drummer's first name? Was it A, Colin, B, Richard, C, Pete, or D, Ringo? When Paul played John for the first time, who was the drummer? Colin, Richard, Pete, or Ringo? And we are going to say Pete. C, Pete. Okay, I say so too. All right, let's find out. 36. The answer is, huh? No, wait a minute. 36. Am I in the right place? With Paul McCartney, their drummer's name, it says A, Colin. Really? A, Colin. 36. 36. A is Colin. I would have said Pete. Easy. Who was Colin? Have we ever heard of Colin? Who sponsored the Beatles' first professional tour in Scotland? Was it Larry Parnes, Bruno Kochmider, Alan Williams, or Brian Epstein? Larry Parnes, Bruno Kochmider, Alan Williams, or Brian Epstein? I don't know this one. I don't know. Because I don't know the first professional tour in Scotland. Right. Anybody? Judy says D, Brian Epstein. Yeah, Alan Williams, didn't he come after Brian died? Right? Let's see, number 37, the answer would be, I'm stumped too, 38, D. Brian Epstein, no, wait a minute, this is 37, sorry. 37, it says A, Larry Parnes. Maybe he was from Scotland or something. Larry Parnes, I don't know who he is. I have to Google him later. I got to Google this Colin drummer guy too. I don't know who that is. That's going to bother me until I find out. Okay, what was the name of the first nightclub in Hamburg where the Beatles played? The first nightclub in Hamburg that the Beatles played in. Was it A, the Casbah Club, B, the Star Club, C, the Top 10 Club, or D, the Indoor Club? The Casbah, the Star, the Top 10, or the Indoor? I don't know. B, the Star Club is what Martin guesses. What say you, Judy? Judy says D, the Indoor Club. Okay, so we got the Star Club and the Indoor Club. Huh. I was going to say the Casbah. Let's see. That is question 38. The answer is D, the Indoor Club. Good job, Judy. All right. Oh, who was the Beatles' first manager or a booking agent? The first manager or a booking agent? Was it Larry Parnes? There's that name again. Alan Williams, Brian Epstein, or Neil Espinal? Espinal. Was it Neil? Wasn't he their road manager? Brian Epstein was the first manager or a booking agent, says Martin. Judy says Brian Epstein. Okay, so that's unanimous. You both have C. So let's see. Question 39. Oh, nope. Question 39. The answer is B. Alan Williams. Okay. I mm, I thought I thought Alan Williams, wasn't he the guy that he's the guy that John brought in that Paul didn't like, wouldn't it? Back like around the time of the rooftop concert when they were all fighting and breaking up and stuff. Huh. It says Alan Williams, B. Oh well, there's no more other questions, is there? No? Okay. All right, next one. The Beatles' first proper tour of theaters in Great Britain was actually in support of what singing star? The Beatles' first proper tour of theaters in Great Britain was actually in support of what singing star? Was it A, Helen Shapiro, B, Little Richard, C, Roy Orbison, or D, Tommy Rowe? Helen Shapiro, Little Richard, Roy Orbison, or Tommy Rowe? I truly do not know. What say you guys? Roy Orbison? Yeah, Roy Orbison, huh? All right, let's see. 40, we're two. Question number 40. A. Helen Shapiro. I don't even know who that was. Who was Helen Shapiro? I don't know. Okay. Next. Why did Ed Sullivan book the Beatles for his really big show? Why did Ed Sullivan book the Beatles for his really big show? Okay. Answer choices are A. He read the cover story in Newsweek magazine from the fall of 1963. B. He was at Heathrow Airport when the Beatles returned from Sweden and saw 10,000 kids screaming their lungs out. C. He saw a videotaped clip of them on The Tonight Show with Jack Parr. Or D. He heard a bunch of their records while in England and was impressed with their success. Okay, so why did he book them? He read about them on the cover of Newsweek. He saw them at the airport being greeted by 10,000 kids. He saw a video of them performing on The Tonight Show, or he heard their records while in England and was impressed. Why did he sign the Beatles? Let us see. Okay. Anybody want to venture a guess? Martin guesses B. You got a guess in there, Judy? Well, the answer is B. B. He was at Heathrow when the Beatles returned from Sweden and saw 10,000 kids screaming their lungs out. So he just had to have 10,000 kids screaming their lungs out on his show, right? He just couldn't resist, had to do it. Cute. Okay. Here's a good question. Besides the screams of the fans, what else prevented the Beatles from hearing themselves when they played live? I thought it was the screaming of the fans, like, period. Okay, but besides the screams of the fans, what else prevented them from hearing themselves when they played live? Okay, our choices are A, they had no stage monitors. B, their amps were too small. C, they had to use the house PA system, which always sucked. And D, all of the above. Okay, so their equipment seems to be a problem. No stage monitors, amps too small, and house PA systems. So didn't they have roadies? What's going on here? Doesn't sound like they were very well equipped to tour, does it? 42 is the question number. What is the answer? Huh. I thought it was going to say all of the above, but it's not. It is C. They had to use the house PA system, which always sucked. Okay. Next, which of these inspired John Lennon to write She Said from the Revolver album when the Beatles were visiting LA in 1965? Which of these people inspired John to write She Said, which appeared on the Revolver album, written when they were visiting LA in 1965? Was it Dennis Hopper who encouraged him, Roger McGuinn, Peter Fonda, or David Crosby? Dennis Hopper, Roger McGuinn, Peter Fonda, or David Crosby? Hmm. I almost feel like I should know that, but I can't quite remember. Story of my life. 43. Oh, goodness. Okay. Anybody want to guess? Judy says A, which would be Dennis Hopper. Martin said C, which would be Peter Fonda. I could see Dennis Hopper and Peter Fonda. I think John hung out with them or somehow connected with them when they were filming Easy Rider. Now, David Crosby, I don't know how much they hung out. And who's Roger McGuinn? I can't quite place Roger McGuinn. I don't know who that is. Okay, so the answer, question 43. D. Oh, David Crosby. I'll be darned. I didn't think they hung out. Thought Crosby, Stills, and Nash surfaced way after the Beatles. All right, next is oh, this is a true false. True false. None of the Beatles ever smoked marijuana. True or false? None of the Beatles ever smoked marijuana. Rogers from the Birds. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. All of those groups, well, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, the Birds, they were around at that same time. Interesting. Do we even have to look up the answer for 44? None of the Beatles ever smoked marijuana? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay, next. Oh, goodness. Who first turned the Beatles on to LSD, and when did that happen? Who first turned them on to LSD, and when did that happen? Boy, they jumped from marijuana. They didn't to When they start taking LSD. Okay, was it Brian Jones in the summer of 1966? Dr. Robert in the spring of 1966? Peter Fonda in the summer of 1965? Or John and George's dentist in the spring of 1965? So Brian Jones, summer 66, Dr. Robert, spring 66, Peter Fonda, summer 65, and John and George's dentist, whose name we don't even know, spring 1965. Okay, so, wow, that's a good one. And see, I wouldn't have said any of them. I would have said the Maharishi when they went to India, right? That would have been my guess, but that wasn't one of the choices. Of the choices, I would guess Peter Fonda. I don't know why, but I'm going to say Fonda. Okay. Judy says Brian Jones. Let's see what it is. 45. B. Dr. Robert. The spring of 1966. Dr. Robert. Huh. Interesting. And let's do one last one. This sounds cool. This is another true false. I have no idea. The name of the detective. The name of the detective who busted John and Yoko for possession of cannabis was Filcher. Last name Filcher. The last name of the detective who busted John and Yoko for possession of cannabis was Filcher. Is that true or false? The song on Revolver, right? I get that too, right? Right. That would be another. Yeah, that was when I like the Revolver album. 47, true or false? 47. 47, it's true. The last name of the detective who busted John and Yoko for possession of cannabis was Filcher, which is true. So that's interesting, all that. I wonder what John Lennon would think of today now that cannabis is becoming legal in so many places. It's legal here where I live. You can possess small amounts for personal use. You can even grow some, not much. And they have dispensaries all over the place, and they're making a killing, boy. They're the first day that it became legal, which was July 1st, they had lines outside the dispensaries. See, the dispensaries were already in existence because medical marijuana was made legal here a couple of years ago. So, people with medical cards could go to the dispensaries. They were, set up just for them. But now everybody over the age of 21 can go to the dispensaries. So, pretty interesting. I've heard some funny stories about people running into people that they know at dispensaries that had no clue they would ever see there. So yeah, I'm sure it's funny and interesting. Okay, so that's all I have for now. I don't have a tour coming up. The rest of the week. On Sunday, I do. Oh my goodness, Sunday evening. There is a hot air balloon glow and laser show. They're going to have a ton of hot air balloons at the fairgrounds, and it's in the evening, and they light them up. And apparently it's a beautiful thing to see these ginormous balloons just literally glowing in the dark. And you can also have hot air balloon rides. I don't think you go anywhere. I think you're just tethered, but that's on my bucket list. So fingers crossed, toes too, right? Hope you guys can join me and see if I get to cross that balloon ride off my bucket list. I'm sure going to give it a try. So, at any rate, time for me to go. So, see you guys. Take care. Thanks for playing. I'll get another one scheduled soon. See ya.